You are now listening to Broken Line Podcast, presented by Fish Addictions TV. Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear, 13 Fishing, Caps in Glenwood, Minnesota, Goals Resort of Bemidji, Minnesota, Aaron Eichhorst Photography.
All right, so we're back for another podcast, and
Yes.
we have two special young anglers in the house.
Yes, I've been waiting for this. This is so exciting because it's such a hot thing right now.
High school bass fishermen.
Absolutely.
So,
And right now we have Carson Pink and Jace Drape.
Droppy.
Drape.
Drop A. How do you say it?
Droppy.
Droppy, like a
Drop
crappie, but
Yeah.
not
Or drop
like
shotting.
Drop shotting.
A drop shot.
So you guys are actually the youngest people we've ever brought into the podcast room for anything, and because sometimes we question, well, who are our guests going to come in, and the stars aligned to bring in two young bass anglers who are on the high school series for bass, and I can't, episode 3 or the third episode into season 2 here, I can't I really imagine bringing anyone better than someone who, like you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
let's kind of hear who you guys are. I mean, well, obviously, since there's two of you, we'll kind of take turns. So if you want to start, Carson, and kind of go in about who you are, what got you into the wanting to fish, and then we'll kind of get into the high school part of it.
What was that moment where you decided, I want to do this high school bass fishing?
Well, I moved here in the fall to Hutchinson
Yep.
and met Jace playing football.
Oh, so you guys didn't know each other prior to just when you moved?
Yep.
Okay.
That's when I met him. And then we started going on ice fishing trips in the fall. We went up to Lake of the Woods, chased walleyes, saugers, big
Burbot?
pike.
Burbot? Did you get any burbot?
He did catch one
Yeah.
on a tip up, first one. And then did some sturgeon fishing together,
Okay.
Rainy River. He caught his biggest sturgeon, 63 inches.
Ooh, what a tank.
Yep. And then we got an email during school about bass fishing if we would like to start a bass fishing club. And that was just the talk of the school. Everybody's replying to the email, oh yeah, let's do this bass fishing.
In the last year, it's grown more.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole high school bass leagues and all that stuff, high school competition fishing, and I know Bemidji here specifically.
It's
they're
just
looking
starting.
to join
Yep.
and start one. So yeah, so you guys were kind of didn't know each other, started fishing together, got an email. Did everyone in the school get an email? Was it only specific people? Everyone?
It was everybody.
And you said there was a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Like, there was a strong interest for it.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you guys just looked at each other and decided that you wanted to do it together, or was there any question of some other partners, or it was just you guys wanted in on it?
I guess we just kind of wanted it on it.
And how many people are on your total in your whole club?
12 boats, maybe?
And that's times 2 people?
It'd be 24
Yeah.
kids, 24
Something
guys.
like that. Yeah, something like that.
Do you guys have any female anglers?
Yes, we do.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
That's cool to have a younger generation of females.
Because fishing isn't a gender-specific sport. Anybody can do
No.
it. So that's really awesome that there was some girls interested in doing it too.
Yeah,
Very cool.
her and her partner, they took first in the first tournament.
Awesome. Where did you guys place in your first tournament?
We placed second.
Nice.
Place second. And just before we get into you, so total-wise, you guys took one of the big reasons why you're here. Not only is it cool to have you guys in general, but you guys took first place in your conference.
Yes.
Right? So you took conference champs.
Yep.
And then you took 8th place, or what place?
Yes.
8th place in the actual championship and
Out of
everything.
91 boats.
And that was in the Grand Rapids area. You took 8th place out of 90 boats. So that's,
Yep.
I mean, we're talking to a first place conference and a top 10. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
what's better as two high school kids?
I think the pressure's
You
all
know.
over here now. Right?
Yeah. So we kind of want to get into you. Like, what, how'd you kind of get into it? Obviously, we kind of heard him. He kind of floated into moving, and then you guys became friends. What what got you going into fishing?
I live on a lake just north of town, and my dad and me always go fish on it. And then he moved. We met in football, and we did a lot of hunting and fishing together. And
Living on the lake's a bonus, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can always.
And you're from where, Jace?
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. So when you now, let me try to map this right. Carson, I know that you pretty much just fished walleyes, right?
Yes.
So did you pick up some bass techniques from Jace, or did you guys work together on all that?
Work together probably more.
Yeah.
But you had some pretty. You've been bass fishing for a little bit, haven't you?
Yep.
Down there. Okay.
What made you guys? I mean, in most cases, I guess that email really started the hype, and if it would have been walleye, you would have done walleye. If it would have been something else, right? So there was nothing specific that geared you towards the bass fishing, in a sense, right? It was just
The competitive.
Yep.
yeah. You wanted to get in on the competitive thing, and you just completed your first season. Is that correct? Or
Yep.
Yes.
It's over.
so now you're going to be the school year starting up soon here, and you're going to be starting your season 2 or your. I'm thinking podcast. Your next season together as partners, right?
Right, and that'll
Okay.
start when? In next spring when bass opens up?
Yep.
Next spring.
Okay,
Yes.
so you guys are going to play football together then, right?
Yep.
All right. Wow. Ambitious.
Yeah, one of those answered one of the questions was, how long did you guys know each other before you guys started? And you kind of said, well, you guys met at football, but how many years was it when you moved? Like, how was it months, weeks, years on the whole you guys being friends before you decided to be partners in a bass series?
It's probably half a year.
Probably.
Half a year, so it wasn't even a whole lot of time to really bond with each other to even get that going. Do you have your own boats? Do you each have your own boats, or how does that?
Yeah, we'll switch off with our dads as the boaters.
There you go.
And then in state, Mark Schutz
Yeah.
he was our boater, and
What'd you think of that?
that
He's
was
a-
nice.
He's a real nice guy.
Yep.
In that boat.
Yeah, that
It's
skeeter
like fishing
boat,
out of a
you can-
living room, right?
Yeah.
Like you
got
almost
us.
want to take your shoes off.
Yep.
You
I
don't want to
did.
get the carpet dirty.
Yeah, that got us where we needed to go quick.
Very quick. So is that something you've written down on the bucket list? Must have 21-foot bass boat with 300 horse Merc on there.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Do you getting into bass fishing? I mean, just straight up the bat for all the people. I love bass fishing. I live on a lake that has phenomenal bass fishing. It's a workout, right? I mean, it's like musky fishing. You're casting. What do you guys do when, let's say, you get to a location and it's going to be pre-fishing or tournament day, whatever? How do you guys break down a lake from a bass perspective? Is there any specific? Do you start with top 5 favorite baits, or what do you look for when it comes to water clarity? What kind of temperatures do you want? What do you want the water temperature to be? The weather? Are you looking for brush, lily pads, etc.? Kind of the whole thing. How do you guys break down a lake as high school? And I want to say as high school kids, because that your brain's totally different than our brains.
I just throw a spinnerbait constantly. That's my go-to. But,
We,
go
we
ahead.
usually try to find some docks that look good, and
Okay.
then start out with the wacky rig Senko or
Texas
the Texas rig
rigs.
Senko.
All right. Throwing
And then-
plastic.
Yep.
And then if there's weed lines, we'll try to fish the weed lines.
Okay.
Because if they're not on the docks, they're
Yeah.
usually on the weed lines, and we can catch them there.
And then by lily pads, we'll throw top waters like frogs or buzz baits.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Awesome.
have a couple rods rigged up, so when you're moving from dock to lily pads, you can just switch rods,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
just so you can keep going.
Yep.
Deeper, shallow. I mean, obviously docks are going to be shallow, but are you finding any? I've always been pulled interest from people catching like smallmouth and stuff in like 20 feet of water.
Yeah, those are a
You
little
know.
bit different monster than the old
Yeah,
largemouth.
and it's completely different, but in a sense, I mean, you can catch bass in largemouth in 12, 15 feet.
We usually, well, our last tournament, we caught our big fish out deep, a smallmouth.
Nice 4-pounder.
Ooh.
And then on docks, I caught a 4-pound largemouth skipping a Senko under a dock. We try to bounce back shallow to deep,
Yep.
and if we're not getting a good bite on docks, we'll go back to a spot where we know there's smallmouth out deep, and then try that
Right.
just
Right.
to break it down, see if we can find any fish.
Do you guys ever run into any weird things where, like, I mean, when you're fishing up against someone's dock, I mean, has anyone ever came down? Do you have any fun stories like that where people have been tanning out there or just they hate you because you're under their dock? Is there anything?
And you snag a pontoon boat.
Oh, yeah.
We've snagged plenty of docks. We've had to hop on people's
We
docks
try to,
to get lures off.
if there's someone on it, we kind of just try to cast around it. It gets pretty risky with the people right there.
Right.
It's,
Right.
Yep.
Has anything crazy happened? I used to do a heavy amount of bow fishing, and when I was in the Missouri area, we did the Bassmaster, or the not Bassmaster. It's presented by Bass, or Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops now, and it was one of the biggest. And this guy came down the hill with a shotgun and was firing rounds off because it's 9-10 o'clock at night and you have these lights and you're coming up on people's shorelines and up by their boats and their docks, and people just don't know what you're doing. So if you're fishing, I was just curious if there was any crazy stories, anyone yelling at you, or
we've had dogs jump after our lures before
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
there you go. Because walleye fishing, you're not dealing with people right up to their property, in most cases.
No.
So to be able to be pitching jigs underneath pontoons and under things, I can see people getting frustrated.
Oh, I've left
I've seen
plenty.
it.
I've left plenty of crankbaits and spinner baits and plastics on people's pontoon boats and docks. And
So you're welcome.
sorry about that. I should have
$5
carried
lure.
around a post-it notes. Been like, hey man, free lure. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wrapped it up
welcome.
into a couple trees or something.
Yeah.
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 So I'm curious of how, with school. Well, see, now that I just learned now that your tournament fishing takes place mostly in the summertime, right?
Yep.
In the spring, do you guys start, pre-fishing and getting your mojo going and stuff? How does that time management work with grades in high school and getting homework done right there at the end of the school year?
That's interesting. I didn't know that they. So it's not. Is it attached to your school in most cases at all? Yes.
Or is it more of a club?
I think it's more of a club sport.
It's more
So
of a
it's
club.
not really attached to the school itself.
So it's not like
But it is.
football where you have to maintain a 3-point average in order to be on the team.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, you guys are pretty sharp. You probably don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it, right?
Well, yeah, we're getting A's and B's anyways.
All
Whatever.
right.
Yeah. So okay, sorry. So I cut you off on that. So yeah, at the end of the season, school season, is grades anything affecting at all to you guys, or is it just like weekends you go out, or obviously first ice comes off, you're like, all right, season's starting, here we go.
Yeah, just weekends basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I suppose, though, living up here in Minnesota, you can't, unlike in the other states, you can fish bass year round. Here,
Here you're limited. Well, you can do it through the ice, which is pretty awesome.
it is awesome. I was just showing those boys that one I got out of the lake out here, late ice. It's like
Nice.
22-incher.
Do you guys do any ice fishing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what usually takes up school time and all that,
So
That's
it's not
where
even.
the-
It's not
that's
even.
where the home manager or the home
It's not
even-
management comes in.
It's not even the league. It's just fun ice fishing.
Man, I
Yeah.
couldn't
Must be.
imagine.
I'm guessing you guys got a couple glaciers out there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you prefer? Okay, we're getting off subject here, which is awesome, which is fine. Do you prefer nice comfort in a glacier house? Don't look that way. Or out in the brutal elements. What's your running and gunning, or what's your? I mean, everyone's going to take a nice, warm, comfy couch and a microwave and a stove, and how beautiful the glaciers are. But is there anything, what's your take on it?
If it's super, if we're on a bite, the fish are biting, if you just pop a glacier down on the spot, then you can catch them all day long. But
Because, in a boat, let's say you're moving all over the place, right?
Yeah.
You're running and gunning on the boat. So that was my question for it.
But if the fish aren't biting, you just get out and chase them a little bit until you find them.
And then move the shack.
And then
Move
move the
house.
shack, and then you're warm again. That's
Yeah.
good to
Right
go.
on.
Yeah, it's nice and cozy when it's blizzard, snowing pretty hard out.
Yeah.
One day it was me and him in a little blind we were fishing in. A little turkey blind.
Not even
It was snowing hard too.
forget Eskimo clam, any of those things. A turkey
It
blind.
was just a
ground blind.
little, yeah.
There's no insulation in those, right?
Nope.
No, we just tossed all our gear on, brought it out on a local lake up north, and we started catching fish.
Got
Missed a
some
couple
nice
big
ones.
walleyes.
Nice.
It was
Just set up the
Ground
turkey
blind.
blind, start doing some calling.
it kept us warm though. We had a heater in there.
Well, that's the cool thing about wintertime. As long as you can get the wind off you,
Yep.
it's not that bad.
Yeah, the wind's
no.
the worst.
Yeah.
Or when it's raining in the wintertime, which is also the worst.
Yeah. Which,
Well-
yeah, we've experienced
We've
that. haven't we?
experienced it all. When you get into school ending and summer starting up, and this is your first year in the whole club, so it's really a hard question to ask. But as much as going into this next season here, but when you finish school and you're the start of the season, what's your prep like? I mean, let's rewind to the beginning of season one. I keep thinking it's podcast stuff. When it's the beginning of your first year as doing this, right? You guys obviously had to figure out, okay, we're doing this. We're signing the papers. We're going to be in the club. What was your starting point? Was there, all right, whose boat are we going to use? Do you have a boat? Do I have a boat? Are we getting jerseys, sponsors? That's a big thing I want to ask you is, how'd you reach out to your sponsors? How did you guys get sponsors? That's a whole nother question, so save that. But what's your prep going into the start of the summer? I mean, all ice fishermen, right? They all have prep on their gear, etc. But to two young guys who still have summers to enjoy as kids, I mean, sports and other stuff, how does it come? Like, now it's a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? Like, your summer is now taken by this sport,
Yep.
unlike people who just gradually go out and go fishing. So what's your prep
What was
like
that
getting
look
into... Oh, just looking at just in general, like people who enjoy fishing and they're not doing it as like a sport or a job. They just go out. But this is a full-time job for you now. It started. It takes up your whole summer. It's the beginning of summer. Where do you start? What's your prep like?
Well, our Hutch Bass League, we just have little scrimmages, just us, the team,
So it's the
And-
12 boats against each other
Yep.
for practice and
And-
stuff.
We'll just start from there, see what we kind of have for bait, see what we need to pick up still, see if anything else works, kind of.
Do you
so
guys...
all school year, you guys, along with math, English, science books, you've got a Bass Pro Master catalog tucked in there.
Yep.
Always, right?
Do you do like a fun little championship between you guys? Do you guys get anything, a little trophy at the end of the year, whoever does better with the scrimmages or anything like that?
On the scrimmages, it's usually me and him fishing together against all the other 12 boats or 11 boats, and they'll just give out gift cards or plastics to us.
Just fun stuff to
Yeah.
keep you guys
That's pretty
energized.
cool.
And
We did pretty good on those.
I would say that you guys are in the Hutchinson Club. You guys are the top gun. Everybody's gunning for your spot. They want those gift cards and plastics.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
There was a couple people that like to follow us around.
Yeah,
Spot
they
to
just
spot.
follow.
Yeah.
Yep.
here's a question: how about them ladies? Is there any?
I can give a pro tip on this when they're done.
Is there any? Not saying you have girlfriends or not or whatever, but is there any of those hardcore fans? That like I'm the quarterback of the high school football team, and I got a little posse that follows me around. Do you have any
Fishing
fun stuff
groupies.
like fishing groupies? I mean,
Just who we fish with, pretty much.
just
Yeah.
your typical
And there's people that just like to start conversation about it, like,
They'll
oh
talk.
yeah, you guys are conference champs. How's that feel? And just
in a
always
negative
talk
or
about us.
positive way.
Positive way.
Okay, so not like a sarcastic, rude, and a positive thing. I mean, it's cool for your club / your school to even have something like this for high school kids to get out. And we've talked in other podcasts about high school people, if not high school, younger than high school or older, college series, getting out and getting more involved in the outdoors. So we both of us obviously congratulate you guys on doing that and getting off the video games and getting off of all the other stupid stuff you could be doing and doing something like this that you guys enjoy. And not only that, the first year you guys pick up a first place and an 8th place. Now, I have a question on so season starts, you do your scrimmages. How many tournaments or how many competitions do you guys go through in a summer?
What's your schedule for the Bass League?
We had 3 major tournaments
Okay.
to qualify for state.
Okay.
Our first one we took second, our second we took third, and then our third one we took first, and that's what got us.
That was what pushed you in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those tournaments, are you guys traveling far for those?
It's like an hour. Well,
We,
So it's around your hometown then.
Kinda.
we traveled to Alexandria, so that was probably
2 hours.
2
in
hours.
there.
about.
Okay.
Is it so? It's just Minnesota teams that you're
Yep.
playing.
Yep.
So you're just playing other bass clubs in the high school age range that are within an hour to 2. Because I would think there'd be more than 3 or 4.
Well, and you bring
Locations,
up another
but-
good question real quick. Since you said age, is there a minimum age?
I think there is.
Do you have to be in high school? You guys are in high school,
Yep.
so
We
you have
had
to be
8th
in like,
graders join though, so.
I
okay,
think you
I
have
think
to be going
that's-
into your freshman year.
year of high school.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I didn't know if junior high kids could jump in because you know how that is, like junior varsity. Sometimes a really good 7th grader can play
Yeah.
varsity football, I believe.
Yep. You can, in most cases, all sports, they can bring like 6th and 7th graders up to be on the varsity team. So you have to be in most cases in high school to participate in this. Did you have to pay anything to start?
Yeah. For the jerseys and
Is the jerseys the club thing? So the club is sponsored by all of those, or you're sponsored by all of
the
those?
club.
The whole club.
So the whole club is sponsored. So all these sponsors on your jerseys here are sponsor the club itself. So they sponsor all 12 teams, or 13 teams, whatever you have.
yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
So
And
is
that
there?
gives it that,
Yeah, we
that
just
team
Yeah.
team feel, I think.
Yep, I think that's better than people trying to go out and find their own, because
That can be
someone
tough.
could be left in the dark on that, and that's just not a good feeling for sure.
Right.
Do you have? I'm guessing you have an organization that runs the club that is looking for the sponsors and coaches or something. Like, is there anything?
We have
The-
coaches, but then they'll have a day where we all go out and try to find sponsors, and each spot is like you have to pay for the spot, kinda.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
A lot like
I mean,
NASCAR. You know, you got to buy a chunk of the hood,
Yeah.
except it's not, $100,000.
So that's
Not yet, anyway.
Do you guys pay for your own travel time, or do the sponsors pay for the travel time, or
Or
is it
as a
out of
club, do you
pocket?
guys do fundraisers?
We did do a lot of fundraisers, and all the spots on the jerseys went towards money for the club, just to purchase new stuff. and
Okay.
Like we got sweatshirts that look just like these, and
Okay.
Same stuff and everything on them, just sweatshirts, just if it's a little colder morning.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome because that's their team uniform.
Yeah, in most cases, that's like if all the hockey players, they all have the same jersey, right? That's in most
Well,
cases.
thanks for clearing it up too, because I thought you guys went out as just your team and got those are your sponsors, but I didn't realize that there's
Yeah, I didn't
a
know
couple
that,
of
but
coaches that
I
go out and get
totally
sponsors.
respect that they do it that way.
Yeah, that's a good
That
way to
makes
do
the
it.
most-
Like
the
you
most
said,
sense.
if somebody doesn't know how to do that or is too shy to approach a
Yeah.
company,
Then they kind of feel out in the dark if they can only have one or two, or none.
so you're sponsored by Fruit of the Loom with a white T-shirt
Yeah.
It's
for $4.95.
check out the logo. I got it from Walmart. There you
I'd
go.
like to do that sometime.
Check
Like I
it
was
out.
talking about making that G2 jersey with Twinkies.
Oh yeah, he wants to get a
Oreos,
jersey
Pepsi.
with his favorite things like Cheetos and Twinkies and Hostess, and be like, no, I'm not sponsored by him, but this is
It's my
everyday
life.
life. Here,
It's
you
my
know?
life.
What do you guys do? Any fun fishing, or is it all in most cases all in your head practice for tournament?
we do a lot of fun fishing.
Yeah.
So what do you look for when you look for new lakes?
Fun
Docks
fishing.
and stumps.
But I mean, yeah, you're fun fishing, but you're also you're learning new things at the
We're
same time.
also
So
learning new baits. We're
Yeah.
fishing new baits, but we're also catching fish, having fun.
you want to look for
techniques.
lakes with stumps and that kind of
That's
trees and
There was one scrimmage that we had.
It was like 2 hours long, and
I caught a 5.5 pounder off of the stump, and then like 50 yards from that stump, he caught a 5 pounder.
boom.
yeah.
Parson, you want to pull that mic a little bit closer to you?
Oh yeah.
That sounds like
There you go.
That sounds like that would have been cool video to get 2 5-pounders pulled off a stump within like 10-20 feet of each other
It was
Yeah.
by the same exact team.
within the same 20 minutes, I think.
That
was,
kind
too.
of so that kind of brings in, I don't know, I was talking about the video, but that kind of brings into, we've done podcasts. I do Fish Addictions TV. I do video and photos, and he's doing vlogs, and I'm doing vlogs and YouTube stuff. And one of the things he was talking to me like an hour and a half ago, was one way for you guys to benefit what you're doing as a younger generation on social media. And we both looked at each other and thought, why don't you do a YouTube channel? Do you guys have one or
Yeah.
thought of one? You should. You should do a YouTube.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be teammates for 4 years, or I don't know what grade you're in now.
Going into 10th.
Okay, so for the rest of your time with them, if you guys wanted to start a YouTube brand for that, the Hutch Bass, right? But also just mostly for you guys
As a team?
as a team.
Because I don't think any other high school teams that I know of.
If there is, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, and I'm on YouTube a lot. It would be really cool for you guys to start documenting your lives as high school tournament anglers.
All you need is one or
of
two
those.
GoPros, maybe an actual big DSLR picture camera, but one or two
Easy.
of those puppies. Yeah, well, I'm a gotta get
He's
it
a-
all type of guy. A couple GoPros, spend $400-500 or whatever, or get
A sponsor.
get a sponsor or something involved, and document vlogs and kind of show, because how cool would it be for people like us? Like, I'm asking you all these questions that I don't know. I don't know anything really about high school league, but to be able to sit there and watch you pre-fish, do scrimmages, have fun, go to meetings, your travel time, go into the hotels, all that fun stuff, and then of course conference, tournaments, all that stuff would be cool to see. 2-3 minute videos, and I guarantee after you did it for a couple of years, and even if you guys stopped and you guys went to college together and you did the college series or whatever, you could already have a couple of years under your belt of a cool channel that brought info to people like us about the high school bass league. I mean, I think that's a cool. The YouTube is free to start. You just need a camera. You could do on your phone too. I just think it'd be cool. If not, maybe Facebook. A Facebook page or something,
Yeah.
and just do some fun documentary stuff for people like us that want to follow you
Yeah,
around.
I got the idea because I watch. I subscribe to FLW, and they were running a series there for a couple of years where they'd follow one angler from start to finish through his whole season. And they caught on the water, practice, off the water, ups and downs. After he weighs in, he's standing in the parking lot going, "Man, I got to make top 50 or I can't make this mortgage payment." It's a little bit different scenario for him, but it was really cool to see that inside look. And that's why I was like, you know what? These guys should start documenting your career as a high school bass team. I think that'd be really interesting.
An inside look to a high school bass team. That's it. I mean, that's exactly what it should be.
Yeah. Be
But
super fun.
that's just an idea from us. I think you guys should consider maybe doing something. And of course, starting to film yourself is a whole nother, puzzle that needs to be accomplished. But it's going to add more to it. But I just think it'd be cool because, if I was even saying, "Oh, I'd like to come film you guys for a day," but except for you guys would be doing it, I just think it'd be cool to have an inside look on that for sure. Are you guys doing anything I think there's a high school fishing thing in like a week or 2 weeks down in Mankato or something, and if you know nothing about it, then I'm guessing that's
I don't know
I
anything
haven't
about
heard
that
anything.
either.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard anything on that.
Jimmy Bell messaged us and said that there was a high school something. It's like the week after I come back from Lake of the Woods, so like in 2 weeks, and it's a high school fishing thing, and I don't know what it is, but you can ask the next question. And I'll look it up.
Yeah, back to the tournament trail. Now, you guys, what was it, last weekend? You fished the state championships on Pokegama in Grand Rapids.
Yep.
How was it? What ups and downs? I want to hear the story, guys.
Well, it was.
You guys had never fished Pokegama before, have you?
No,
Nope.
we didn't get out
Okay.
to pre-fish at all. So
Oh, okay.
we stuck to what we knew. We tried docks, and we found some offshore stuff that we thought could be good. People released their fish there around that spot after tournaments because you're supposed to take the fish that you weighed in and move them out deeper
Okay.
and let them go, except right next to the dock.
Right.
Can't do that. So we looked around those spots a couple times, and that's where he caught his big smallmouth at.
Oh, that's a slick move.
Yeah,
And then we just looked for docks that we thought would be good, and then we kind of just get on a pattern of what docks are working, and like if they're deep docks or shallow docks, or what docks would be hit the most,
Okay.
and just kind of go the opposite of there.
All right.
Just look for docks that we wouldn't think people would hit,
Okay.
and then that's what we had luck on.
Nice. Now, did you guys stick to the main part of the lake? Or
Yeah,
did you guys slide
for the
into the
most
river and
part.
go down to like Jay Gould and Little Jay Gould or anything like
People
that?
went up the river, and that's where the winning team came from. They did good there.
Okay.
Grand Rapids had 22 pounds the first day out of the river.
Yep. See, I used to fish that. When I was in, let's see, it was probably 10th and 11th, it'd be 10th through 12th grade. I was in a bass club out of Nashwauk, and we always had our club final on Pokegama. And so I'm kind of familiar with that chain, and like I said, Jay Gould, Little Jay Gould, and the big body of water. I never did well. And that's why I'm the way I am today. I got too many days of like, man, the bass aren't going, but man, look at this bay is full of crappies. Let's just crappie fish, forget the tournament. But that's just me. But that's interesting, man. Being that you never pre-fished it, and you'd never been on that body of water. It's a big body of water, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And there's a lot of not weird, but it has a lot of different fish in it. There's lake trout in there. There's smelt in there.
Muskies.
Muskies.
He caught a muskie.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I just caught it on a Senko under a tree.
Crazy.
Just a little tiny muskie.
When I was the last tournament that I fished on that lake, I weighed in 3 bass for my club, but I had another bass. And at the time, the state record was 1 pound 14 ounces. And I brought it up to the scale and I weighed it, and it was 1 pound 14 ounce or 1 pound 13 ounces. It was a rock bass. That's where my love for the rock bass kind of started. I almost tied the state record, but there was a pile of them out there. But our popular technique back then was jig worming, using a mushroom head jig and like a 4-inch plastic, and just pitching to that weed line and hopping it back. Well, I think I weighed 2 largemouth and the 1 smallmouth that day, but it was a crazy body of water. Crazy.
It is filled with rock bass. We did catch a lot of them,
Yeah.
and a lot of nice ones. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking for that state record.
Always. It doesn't matter what color, what paint job it's got. I want to break state records so bad.
You already got some, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
So-
I don't have any state records. I have
line class and all that.
Master Angler Awards and then, an unregistered ice fishing world record. The rock bass.
Well, yeah, that's that one you
Broke
caught.
it like
yeah.
3 times in 40
He
minutes.
caught it. 20 minutes later, broke it.
Broke
15
my-
minutes later, broke the record again. Because no one cares about rock
Yeah.
bass.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What do you guys? What's your perfect conditions getting out onto the water? Bass. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this because if I want to go bass fishing, what would be your perfect conditions for bass? Overcast, clouds, sunny, cold, warm. What's the water temperature?
What are you
et
guys
cetera?
most comfortable where you're like, your confidence is way up because like, oh, this is our day. Everything feels right.
Sunny days for sure,
Yeah.
because they all try to hide under the docks, kind of. And
You guys are
For the
just
get some
shade.
shade.
locked in on them docks.
Interesting.
yeah,
Yep, that's
where we do good.
where we've had our luck on Lake Coronis. we started out deep, and we pre-fished deep the whole time on Coronis. And when we started fishing it on the tournament day, we only caught a largemouth and a smallmouth out there for about 4 hours. And we were like, well, we got to go to docks. And we ended up with, I think it was 15.
15-9.
We had a nice bag just on docks.
Team Dock Hunter.
I can see
love
it. I mean, now that they say it, if it's sunny,
Yeah, well,
where's
shaded,
the shade? Where do you cool off? Because you don't want to be in 95 degrees.
Yeah.
So you're under those lily pads, or you're under those docks, or under those boats. And I've seen plenty of people pitching under docks and boats and all that good stuff. But that's your favorite, huh?
Pontoon boats provide the best shade, but when you bounce a jig off that,
Dunk.
Oh,
ting,
it makes
Wow.
well, there goes every
Yeah.
bass within 300 yards. He's gone.
And
That's the worst feeling.
And then the house owners come down and they're like, "Come on, what are you doing?"
Could you imagine go down and take a pontoon boat ride and like it looks like your pontoon's been in a hailstorm, just jig dings all up and down that thing. But
Like there was that tournament out here last week. Those dang boys.
kids,
And so you said how many girls are in your league?
Just one.
We have one.
Just one.
It should grow though, because a lot of people are asking us all about it in high school, and
Yep.
awesome.
How do you guys as a team get into the first tournament? If you have 12 boats, how does it determine? Is it the scrimmages determined?
Just sign up.
yeah,
You
you just gotta sign up for the.
So there can be
tournaments.
6 boats from your league at a tournament.
At one of
That
those
a deal?
3 big tournaments.
Well, everyone can fish it. You just have to sign up. You don't have to
Okay.
make it.
So you were
It's
beating
not
your
a deadline.
teammates as well as other boats.
Yeah.
Because if you have 12 teams and there's 6 or 12 boats and there's 60 some boats, 12 of those could potentially be yours if everyone signs up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I thought it was maybe you did the scrimmages and
To qualify
you
for
qualified
for
to
that major
you're,
tournament.
You're now the best team, so you're gonna go as a support for our league. So it doesn't work that way though.
No, the scrimmages are just for fun to keep us fishing.
To keep you in
Learning.
perfect.
Yep.
If you could, after 1 year, is there anything that you would possibly change about you guys as a team together?
Entering more tournaments.
Yeah.
So you did
Gaining experience.
three plus the championship.
Yep.
So you would want to do more.
We did 4 with the championship.
4 with the
3 tournaments and then the championship. So
More
Okay.
tournaments.
So is there, and they were all close, you said? Hour and a half drive?
Yep.
So you're just looking to branch out and maybe go travel more of the state, if not hit other states.
there's a lot of other tournaments. Like there was a little tournament right in Hutchinson on a little lake.
Like open to public type tournament.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
that we could just fish and just give us experience. We could win a plaque or something.
Okay.
So as a team, you guys want to try to be on the water as much as you can and fish more tournaments.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
Because
Well,
look,
go ahead.
we're doing the Cabela's NWT right now, which is the largest walleye tournament in the country, and we did Wisconsin, then we did Michigan, then Devil's Lake, and then Lake of the Woods this weekend. And it's like, if you only had to travel an hour, 4 tournaments in a summer is, yes, not that much. But if you have to travel 15, 16 hours or 10 hours, and you have to do a week of pre-fishing, 4 tournaments is more in the right place. But yeah, I mean, what the heck? Yeah, if you guys got more time in the summer, I think that'd be cool for you guys to do
Yeah.
what you
I'm trying
want.
to think
get more
what
involved.
Yeah.
what state university is close to you guys down there.
Mankato.
Mankato. Do they have a bass team?
Mankato does, I think. I think it's a
not
purple.
sure.
Aren't they like purple? or-
Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Yeah, I feel
Well, I'm
like
just
they
saying.
have-
I'm wondering because BSU they have a bass fishing team. The brothers, really, Mitch and Thor Swanson.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they just posted on Facebook their local tournament schedule, and it's open to everybody. And that could be another way for you guys to get in on some practice.
Mankato.
It's like a $25 entry fee, and then they pay back 100%. It's just,
Mankato
once-
has a team.
yeah, you should maybe, guys, if you guys wanted to, you could maybe look at something like that if you wanted to get more. And then you're fishing against locals and the college guys too.
We're gonna try and get the
Brothers?
if they're still in town. Yeah,
Mitch and Floor, yeah.
the brothers who participated in the Bassmaster Classic here at Bemidji State
college
University
one,
is
yeah.
a college version. They're basically a older version of you guys. That would be probably one you guys would love to listen to. But that I can't wait to hopefully try and get them on here just to hear their opinions. But I mean, yeah, there might be opportunities for you guys to go to some of those college things to learn more. I have no
And
idea.
definitely search out your local area for local clubs.
Yeah.
You know, that's the bass clubs used to be pretty. Bemidji used to have one,
There's
and now
quite a
like
few in
Destination
Hutch.
Sporting Goods, they have during the summer they have a walleye league, a muskie league, and a bass league. So you know, hit up some bait shops, and you might be able to find some league nights where it's just one night a week. You can get out there and do more fishing. That would be cool. That would be a good way to get a lot more fishing in for sure. Now, my question: which one of you guys is the captain in the boat, or do you just both bounce ideas off each other and just?
We switch. Like,
I'd say it's pretty even, yeah.
he'll run the trolling motor for an hour or two, and then I'll run the trolling motor. We'll just switch off and on.
So you guys really are working as
That's
a team.
really,
That's
really keeping
cool.
it fresh too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because if you sit there and run the trolling motor the whole time, you're using different parts of your body and your brain to not concentrate fully on your spot.
Yeah,
your
but the
casting,
guy in the front of the
etc.
boat gets the first opportunity at all the sweet
That's
spots.
the nice part.
Yeah.
And it's always frustrating when the guy in the back of the boat's just whipping you.
Do you guys ever fish at in the front of the boat together?
Yeah.
Yep.
On marks, you could easily.
Yeah, we could have had the
You
whole
are
school
just-
on that.
He is all about that boat, man. He just
That's
every
a-
time he mentions say, "Rook." It's like,
That was a
"Ah,
nice
up."
boat.
Yeah, it was.
100K, man. You can do it. Get that YouTube channel rolling. The checks start coming in. You'll have that
Win a
boat for
couple
it.
tournaments, you'll
Yeah.
be able to buy one, right? In the end.
Yeah.
But
be
yeah,
sweet.
so you guys really, as high school kids, which I'm gonna say, like, you're the younger / youngest. Well, there might be one more generation below you, but one of the younger generations in the fishing industry for competitive sports. I know there is some younger junior programs and all that good stuff, but from your guys' perspective, what? God, I want to know what goes on in your head from a fishing perspective where you've never even done it. You as of a year ago, you weren't tournament fishermen. Now here you are sitting here with jerseys. You're part of a youth team. You've got
Dominating.
for a first place conference win, and you've got an 8th place in the actual championship, a top 10. Like, oh my God, I just want to know, like, your guys are really chill pickles right now. But like, to me, I'm over here like, oh my God, like, what do you say?
I just took a quick, short look at my life, and
You're like,
kind of like,
what did I do
pretty
with my
lame
life?
now.
I mean, it's cool that as kids, you're, I say you're kids, but whatever, that you're out there doing what you do, and I think that's absolutely phenomenal to be able to go from zero
Experience.
to
Bass fishing.
something in most cases. And is there any tricks that you guys use? Is there anything special? Any rituals like? We gotta
Superstitions.
we gotta have this bag of jerky every time. Like, is there no bananas in the boat? Is there anything specific from a younger generation? Is there anything that runs through your head before you get out on the water? Is that you have to have, or
I always have
you have
to
a lucky underwear? I don't know.
I always have to have raspberry iced tea on the boat.
Okay.
That
Raspberry
Yeah, that's
tea.
the good stuff.
just hits the spot.
Jace, how about you?
Certain Senko I use. With certain
That's,
color.
if you don't have it, you're in like a panic, right?
Yeah.
When you run out, that's the worst.
Yeah, it is.
When you run out of that, or
That
The
color.
same
both,
color. I
yeah.
have to have that color.
Guess you got to have like a whole just container full of them. Just
Pretty
so you
much.
And then you look over to the left, and there's the cooler of the iced tea or whatever sitting over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all winter is spent dreaming about tournament fishing in the summer. That's pretty cool.
And then just ice fishing, getting out on the weekends, catching
Yeah.
fish.
That and spearing.
Oh,
pretty
cool.
fun.
Dark
Yeah.
house spearing.
So
Yeah,
you just
I grew
have-
up doing that.
You guys literally just kind of have that all around love for the fishing
And then
in
when
general.
bow
Just-
fishing comes around, you can get them bow fish the creeks when they're running.
Nice.
It's nice.
Rough fish, not bass people.
Yeah, rough fish, not bass.
It's a relaxing sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a fun sport, and I love how you guys, as a younger generation, is working so hard as a team, and that you mold together and work together. And do you guys share classes together in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot
So
of classes.
You guys are just really good buds and really good molding as people to look up for, and even look from our span and look down. But obviously, we're looking up anyways. But look up to you guys as two kids that work together good. You're doing good in school, and you're starting some new adventure in your life. And basically, what's going into next year? Right, this year just ended. Is there any specific plans, anything that you hope to achieve? What's your goals going into next? Of course, you want to do more tournaments. We've covered that, but going into next season, is there anything specific for your league, tournaments,
You as a team.
you as a team?
I think doing better at state, placing a little higher.
Okay.
Pre-fishing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to find time. Next summer we can drive too, so that'll help a lot.
There you go.
Get out and fish more.
And how
Trying some new techniques maybe
Yep, just
other than docks.
because
Yeah.
we know how to fish a worm good. We know how to fish docks, but
Right.
how old are both you guys?
15.
15.
15. So that maybe threw the curveball into the fact that you couldn't hit more tournaments because you couldn't drive to them.
Yeah.
And now, first person to get the license, it's game on. Who is it? Which one of you get the? There you go.
You're the
Less than
driver.
a month.
Less than a
Less
month.
than a month, and he's like, "You ready to go? I got my license."
and
Yeah.
that
Well,
There you
and
go.
that's kind of changed because like you can drive during the day, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how it goes with night. I think it's like you have a certain curfew.
Right, right. See, when I got my license, it was like, got a driver's license. If your parents will give you the car keys, you can just drive. Now there's like certain rules and stuff like that, but you guys are fishing. They'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
and hunting season's around the corner.
Yep.
Oh,
You guys do
no.
hunting?
that
A lot
was,
of duck hunting.
Early
deer.
goose this weekend.
Yep.
are you going?
Early
Yeah.
goose is already this weekend. Jeez.
Yeah.
Dove
Forgot
hunting starts September 1st this weekend. So
Wow. And
Have you
bear
thought
hunting?
of doing high school trap league or
I'm
anything
in
like that?
that.
You're in that too. So you guys are just straight up two young little high school guys that are into full blown everything in the outdoors.
Everything
That's
outdoors.
the love for our future generation, is to have.
And
that.
you know, that's
I
what
love
I think
that.
about when I think about this high school and trap shooting is that, I mean, I was really excited to hear this mass email, and like there was this overwhelming response like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, do they send it
'Cause
out
I've
to
heard,
just a
like,
couple people?
The BSU, or not BSU, but the Bemidji High School, the trap team, there's a waiting list
Yeah.
to get on that sucker.
There is for us too.
Is there?
Yeah.
I've heard that is
Goes to
super
70
huge
spots.
across the state. I've heard that's
In the
really-
last year and a half, the amount of trap leagues for high school, outdoor programs, fishing leagues has jumped tremendously, which, I always think of school where like they're teaching you all this math and all this stuff that you need to know, right? But we've talked multiple times about, what about if the world ended and you have to go out into the woods and survive, right?
Hang on, boys.
To
This
be
could get deep.
so to be able to have the school start to recognize sports, that's not a basketball and a football, right? The outdoor sports,
It's kinda
which is
nice.
trap fishing. Yeah. So what's your
You can
take on from a younger generation in high school? What's your take on schools allowing more outdoor sports like trap fishing, etc.
Archery.
well,
Archery, yeah, to be more involved. And there's more than that too, right? There's more sports than that, but
It's a sport you can do through your whole life. It's not like football where it just ends when you're done with high school or college or
yeah.
and it's the safest sport out there. You never hear about any injuries during a high school state championship trap shooting. There's
Right.
never any injuries, and it's one of the safest sports out there. And so is bass fishing. And
all you can do is hook yourself pretty much.
yeah,
Or hook the camera guy. Have that happen.
that hurts a little bit.
But so from you guys, it's been positive, right? The influence of having these sports and stuff has been positive to you guys, and that's you know, for people out there, like I want that to be a well-known thing that here's two kids that have positively grown in the last year because of
hands
being
down.
able to do this sport, and that's awesome.
So cool.
Congrats for having it too. You know,
Boys, I'll tell you what, I'm jealous. Because if I had this opportunity when I was in high school,
I would have done it as well.
I might not be sitting here. There's a strong possibility that I'd be out on the trail somewhere, hanging out with Gerald Swindle, making funny videos with that
I don't
guy,
know.
screaming at Mike Iaconelli.
When I was in high school, we had
Who's your favorite pro? Do you guys follow like FLW or BASS?
I watch quite a bit, but I don't know, a little bit of everything.
Brandon Polinick? Who's your favorite angler out there? There's got to be one. Or you haven't quite figured it out yet?
I don't know. Scott Martin, he's pretty good, but Mike Iaconelli screaming all the time.
Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's like, all right,
It's-
Mike, I get it.
It's just annoying.
How about one of my favorite guys is Gerald Swindle. Yeah, he's a character. He's very, very funny. He tries. And he's one of those guys that has documented himself with his victories, and what's I think more important and more interesting are his failures. Where he's just like, man, boys, I can't get it going. And you could see it hit him emotionally, the highs and the lows. And that'd be a good guy for you guys to follow along on social media. I don't know if he's got his own YouTube channel or not, but I follow him on Facebook and Instagram, and there's always something funny going on with the G-Man.
My favorite's probably Mark. He's taught us a lot, and he's a real nice guy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool of him to come up there with that.
Yeah, it was nice for him to bring us out on the boat.
Yeah,
That was
take time out
be
of
our
his
boater.
weekend. And
Yeah, that was the other thing too that I learned is, the guys that drive the boats taking their time out to take you guys out fishing and motor you around, because they just pretty much just wait for you to say we got to move, right?
yeah.
Yep.
They're not allowed to fish.
No, they can't even tell us anything.
And then just sitting around campfire, the cabin at night, and he's teaching us how to run the electronics.
the lifestyle after.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of
Telling us what we
classroom
could-
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just how he does it. Like,
Man,
Just-
you guys are really lucky to have a guy like that. Pretty much. I mean, there's people that pay money to go through that class, and there you guys are sitting around a campfire, and he's just going over it with you. That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's dedication to the industry.
I would say the life experiences that you guys are getting to have in the outdoor industry is way better than what me and you had. And I'm 27, so in high school for me there was good old football, hockey, all that good stuff. There wasn't a fishing league, and I would love to have that. I didn't get into the outdoor industry until after I graduated high school. So to see you guys 2-3 years before me and everything I've done and what he's done and what other people have done who had a later start than you, I can't wait to see what your guys' future is. Do you have any future plans because of this? Is it a goal to be in the college series
That'd
and
be
then
really
to be a pro
nice.
I think it
series?
would be
Go
or-
to college for bass fishing.
and they do give out scholarships if you make it to nationals, and if you do good, they give out scholarships for
Going to
fishing
college.
and
Yeah.
college. And
So how many more is it going to depict where you go to college based on the fact that you could be part of a college? I'm not going to say any Bemidji, but like Bemidji has one right up here. And
It's
we're all
really good.
outdoors here. This is all
Really
the
good
outdoors up
school.
here. Is that no influence at all, right? No influence. But is there any future goals for you guys that's going to depict the fact that you're going to go to a school that has it? Like most
That'd
people
be-
when they go to college, they want to decide their future for their degree, and they want this school because this degree is better. Is your decision on what college you're going to make going to be, oh, well, they have a good college bass,
Yeah, that's
team?
what-
Is that what it's going to be for
Yeah,
you guys?
that could be possibly what I'm gonna do. And
So you really want to get more heavily involved in this, and that's what you. That's crazy that that's the decision making for the college.
I'm telling you, man, if I had this in high school, and BSU had the team that they had back then,
I definitely would have been a part of it. If
I'd been like,
BSU
yeah,
did
I'm
it.
going here. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I think these guys were already. Well, Carson, you went to school up here for a while, right?
Yeah.
And so you're familiar with the Bemidji area.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as soon as these guys got out and they saw the lake, they started sniffing. They said, "How's the fishing out there? Is there big bass out there?" I said, I just gave them the rundown. You know, if you went to college here, it's not that far away.
This is. I
Yeah.
love this lake to bass fish on.
That's good. This to hunt. That's all. There's another one. Beltrami's a good one.
What do you got? You guys have real jobs? Like
I
real?
just work on
15
a little farm.
I just work on a farm.
Well, 15. You can't work at 15.
I fished. No, I
What
did.
the
I
heck?
had a little part-time job at a gas station.
Yeah, there you go. I'm making it up.
Yeah,
Um,
I was trying to fluff.
What advice would you guys give to anyone else who's in high school, anywhere in the Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, anywhere where there is a league like you guys? Is there any specific advice you guys would give to them on
That are thinking
getting
about
them
joining?
to join? Yeah,
Join it because it's a sport it lasts for a lifetime, and it's a good sport to get into.
yeah.
Well said.
You can keep going with it forever. Get out of high school, you can go do it in college, or you can just go
You're not
out.
gonna blow out your
Get a-
knees
Yeah.
and get,
Yeah.
Hopefully
18
not.
concussions and broken limbs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
football.
great answer. It's something that you can do the rest of your life.
yeah. I mean, to be able to get out and just do it anytime, and even if you're not in the school, you can get out and
Yeah.
like if we wanted to right now go out and catch some bass. Did you bring your poles?
Yep.
Yeah, they're actually in
You
that.
can literally the far right dock. I guarantee if I put two of you on that dock, you can catch a bass.
We might have to do that.
We might have to challenge it and then post a picture or something.
We'll,
Take 10, 15 minutes. You guys just whip a couple lines out there and see if you can't.
I know what dock you're talking about.
It's
Yeah,
the one where your daughter fell in.
right on.
She's walking at curve. She walks, falls right into the water. So
She tried
that's
to cut the corner and I heard a splash. I thought it was a dog that jumped in, and then I realized his dogs were up in the house. I turn over, and there's this little blonde girl gasping for air. I was like, holy cow. I reached down and grabbed her. She loves fishing. She's only...
and she
Five.
came up in her hand with a bass. That's how good it is there. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we might have to have a little
If you guys got time.
10, 15 minute competition.
So is that trailer that, was behind the truck that you came up in, is that all your guys' gear? Rods, decoys, shotguns? Sounds like you guys you're all out. Like, are you bear hunting this weekend too?
No. There's a little bit of everything. Got
Yeah,
a tent back there.
They got
with some
they got a boat
decoys.
in the trailer.
Yeah.
Slip them up, might as well. It's that big of a trailer.
I didn't realize, it's early goose. Bear season opens tomorrow.
Dove season. And
Dove season. Bow hunting's in 2 weeks for whitetail. That's when
Yeah.
that starts. So you guys whitetail hunt too?
Yep.
Yep.
Nothing's safe out there.
Yeah.
Not in the water or
Not
in
with
the
these
woods.
kids.
Well,
I would
Man,
say,
it's a good thing I sit inside, watch Netflix a lot. I
yeah.
sneak out.
He
fish.
comes to me today and he's like, "Yeah, crushed the whole season of a
did.
specific show," and I'm like, "Jesus!" I'm like, "Aren't those 45-minute episodes?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's 9 to 12 hours."
Yeah,
of
but I
your-
couldn't stop.
You gotta. So it's better not to be us and be. I mean, no, not gonna say that, but I mean, there's the people that get out there and do what you're doing, and then there's the people that sit in and play video games and do all that other stuff. And we were almost gonna jokingly bring up Fortnite. Yeah, everyone knows Fortnite, right? You know the game Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't? Probably have it on your mobile device, right?
nope.
No.
Good, nice. What were we talking about? We were like, we need to do some Fortnite training camp or something for this.
No, I was saying, you want to make big money real quick. Start playing
Yeah.
Fortnite, record yourself.
Yep, absolutely. So instead of doing your fishing, you can be doing your Fortnite YouTube channel.
Well, I mean, it's tempting. I mean, that one guy, what is his name? Ninja?
Ninja, yeah.
Makes $500,000 a week.
Yeah.
There's your
he
bass boat,
crushes it.
boys.
Yeah.
6 of them.
1 month of playing Fortnite. Pff, you got your truck, your bass boat,
House.
all the
Good
tackle you
deal.
never need.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work
No,
that,
it doesn't.
that way.
No, you got to be good at it.
But yeah, we have successfully done 1 hour.
See?
See how it just flies by?
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
From a high school bass fishing league.
Yeah.
Just encourage people to
Because
get out. Just
we hit all of
fish,
your questions.
Join a local club if they got one.
It's a good sport
Get
to get
out.
into.
stay away from walleye fishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just trolling.
Yeah.
Just trolling meat. Blindly trolling meat on a body of water. Where now you guys are pitching docks,
Yeah.
cranking weed lines, throwing spinner baits, buzz baits, frogs. I mean,
You never see a bass or a walleye jump 3 feet out of the water like a smallmouth does when you hook it.
Yeah.
no.
That's true.
Just-
Or have you seen those videos where the lures flying through the air and you can see the fish swimming towards it before it even hits the. That's so awesome. To
That's
be able
how
to
we
see
missed
that.
one at state. It was
Yep.
like a 5-pounder. I could see it swimming up, and it jumped at it and missed. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that
for the last couple minutes,
Well, I just got one more question. Since we were just talking and making fun of walleyes, which would you guys, if there was a high school walleye league, would you guys do that or do both?
Both.
both. And if there was a walleye league, they started a walleye league, not a bass league, I would have joined that. Just
Just the competitiveness in you
Yep.
and fish and your love for fishing, you'd have joined it anyway.
to get out and fish,
It's interesting.
learn.
I wonder if that'll ever happen.
yes. And the reason why I say yes is because of the steam that's been building for the last year
Or a little bit longer.
or
than that,
longer
yeah.
year and a half of the younger generation, the college series, the high school series, and then we just talked to, we were talking to Chip Lear 2 episodes ago where we were talking about they're starting the walleye catch cord release type feel with the
Right.
you ever watch the beef jerky, Jack Link's
Major League Fishing.
Major League Fishing where the bass fisherman catches the fish, they have a ref in the boat. They're doing a test run. Well, he secretly told us they're doing a test run for that for the
It's out now.
walleye series. So to be able to have a walleye fisherman with a ref, an iPad, catch it, record it, put it in the system, and throw it back.
Yeah, and then
And that's-
all that's done, that's all taken place within like a minute of them catching the fish, and then they release it right on the spot, and then that angler is given an update from the ref, like, all right, man, you're 2 pounds 3 ounces out of the lead.
So I would say yes to that question. I think why wouldn't they? Like okay, and we talked to Chip also about, the one thing he doesn't like about high school fishing leagues is that you're so specific to one
species of fish.
To be able to do other species like walleye, etc., I think that would be cool. And we have 2 people that say they would do it, right? I mean, if walleye came to the circuit, you guys would do it in the high school league.
Our little scrimmages, the people are talking about, like we might just do some walleye ones for fun.
Just
Instead of
between you
bass,
guys.
yeah.
Like a little
Yep.
side gig
Just
type thing. Oh, that'd
yeah.
be fun.
Put some money on the table.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, that gets into illegal underage gambling, Aaron.
Not if you have a tip jar. If it's a tip,
He's so greasy. That's all he owns. Love
if
this.
you have a tip,
Yeah.
you can give it to the boat driver as a tip, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if my last 2 questions is we didn't really get into the 8th place win at the championship top 10, and we didn't really get into the first place conference champs. Right?
Well, we kind of touched
We kind
on it.
of touched on it.
I think,
but
are you hunting for detail?
I'm hunting for details. You guys took first in a conference in your high school bass league, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
What was the location of that?
Coronas.
in Paynesville.
Coronas in Paynesville? Like Payne?
Yeah.
Okay, Paynesville. Can you walk us through, and we'll do 5-6 minutes on this and 5-6 minutes on the other one, then we'll be done. But I want you to walk us through you guys being there. How many other teammates did you guys have there? How many boats were there? What was the lake like? And then walk us through. Is it a 1-day tournament? Is it a 2-day tournament? How do you guys do that system? And then tell me, is there any cool stories about the trip? Just talk to me a little bit about, or talk to us a little bit about that adventure that took place, holding up the first place trophy, right? I mean,
that was cool.
so let's
That
get
was
into
fun.
that, where you on a
Thanks for
stage.
including me.
I said us. I always just when I'm talking, I just talk. So there's a lot of questions I just asked there. Kind of the start. If you want to just kind of start with how many boats were in it, how many of your teams?
At the
20, wasn't it?
something around there, but yeah.
Around 20.
And it went from 7 to 3, I think.
Yeah, 7 to 3.
What does that mean? Whatever you just said, it
Like
went
7
7 a.m. to
o'clock,
3
yeah.
p.m.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, and it was 1 day,
Yep, one
Yep.
day.
and then you did stage, not stage. How do they
was-
have the high school?
It was like a little picnic thing, kind of.
So an outside
Yeah.
banners, and
Yep.
it's just like an outside field type thing,
Yep.
MC of some sort.
Did you guys
That goes
know
through.
you had the winning bag?
I didn't.
We
knew it
had
was
a
gonna be
feeling
close.
about it.
Yeah.
We
But it was. Well, that was nice because we needed one kicker, you know,
Mhm.
and we had one spot with about 10 minutes left, and he caught. What did you catch? It was a nice one.
3.5, 4 pounds in the last 5 minutes.
If we wouldn't have caught that, we wouldn't have got her.
First place.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got first.
What was your total weight? Do you remember for first place?
It's like 15.9 or 15.8.
15. What was the second place? How?
15.2.
Ooh,
Or
so it was
15-3.
close.
Yeah, it's close.
And they
So,
would have beat us out of our spot too, like,
but
because they were doing good over the season too.
just think.
Yeah.
Oh, so you wouldn't have. That was that make or break of you guys going to.
Carson getting
The-
that one kicker.
That was the winning fish.
Yep.
That was the winning fish.
Yeah.
But
was
just think,
close
there was
down to
how many
the
other teams had the same problem. You know, they might have lost their big fish that would have put them in the win. You know, etc. So that's, and you did 2 before that, or you did a second place, and a third.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so that was the one to get you to the championship
Yes.
in a sense. What was the I mean, how was the weather? Was it? I mean, I kind of want to get into detail on the feel of how that tournament was for you guys specifically. Did you have any problems, engine problems, anything like that? It was a smooth,
nice
quick day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coronas. It was a nice day.
Our
It was-
pre-fishing was rough. It was downpouring on us.
How many
Yeah.
days did you have to pre-fish?
We pre-fished it twice, I think.
Yep.
And was that just you drove there? Obviously, it was close enough so you didn't have to
Yeah.
stay.
Yep.
Okay. So what? Who drives you to these things?
It's our dads. They switch off.
They switch off, and then they drive in the boat with you for pre-fishing, or do they hang out at the landing?
We'll
do they-
drive in the boat.
They
They'll
drive
drive
the
the
They'll
boat.
fish with us.
They'll
you know,
fish
yeah.
with you and then show you guys up a little bit.
We'll
or
try
not?
to.
Try to.
Try to,
That's
yeah.
the best. So you guys then you jump over to it was in Grand Rapids,
Yes.
and you guys took 8th place, top 10 finish.
Mm-hmm.
How many boats were there?
91.
91, I think we mentioned. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to know the feel of what you guys went through. I mean, you were holding up trophies, plaques for that. Did you get a trophy
We
or
got-
plaque for your top 10?
No.
No.
We had to get 5th for
5th for top 10.
How far
Or
out were
Tyler.
you from 5th?
0.8 pounds or something.
is that
4th.
close?
That was.
4th was
Yeah.
0.8 pounds.
So in between there, it was close.
So
all the way
4
through.
places were just a couple.
Just one fish
Notches.
we needed.
And we missed a couple fish that
Missed our chances.
broke off on a couple fish that
Ugh.
could have helped us, could have brought us up.
We also
But-
caught a bunch of nice ones too.
That's that make or
Yeah.
break to the point where it could have went positive or negative in a
Yeah.
matter of seconds.
But-
That's crazy.
On Pokegama, the second day, it started thunder and lightning storming on us. And it got so bad where we had to beach the boat and go up to somebody's house and stand under their deck. There was another team there as well, getting out of the storm.
It
Wow.
was just downpouring.
It
So
was-
that's tournament day. Was there two? Is that a
It was
2 day
2 days.
tournament?
Yep.
State was a
That was
2-day
second
tournament.
day that happened.
So what place were you in first? The first day
16th.
going in.
16th place.
So you moved from 16th to
To
8th
8th.
yeah.
in
Good
a
work.
matter of one day. That's a good jump.
That's a
Yeah.
nice jump. Good work, boys.
12 pounds the first day, and then 14-1. Or
14-5,
14-1 the
somewhere
second
around there.
day.
When you went up to this person's house, were they there? Did they?
Yeah, they let us in. They were really nice.
They let you into their
They
house.
brought us Gatorades and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Towels.
That's
We
the
couldn't have went up to a nicer house.
that's the
Nice.
people. Yeah, you could have went. She's like, you could have went to the neighbors over there.
Yeah.
If it was a female or whatever, and she comes out and she's like, "Man, you guys lucked out because the neighbor next door, you know, it could have been the worst
Yeah.
situation." But I guess since you didn't get a trophy in that one, rewinding a little bit, plaque trophy, first place. Last question: what was going through your head when you stood there and held it up?
I just can't believe it really
I mean,
happened.
you right
Just
now you're
thinking
holding
about
up.
state.
Was it a trophy or a plaque? Check
Trophy.
anything.
It was a big trophy.
Was there money?
No.
Oh,
So just a big trophy, plus you get to go to state.
mhm.
Yep.
So you're sitting there holding up the trophy. In your mind, you're thinking, we're going to state. What the heck just happened?
Pretty
was-
much.
I mean,
Yeah. It was-
First year bass fishing as competition, and we take first in the conference. I was just kind of in shock, didn't know what was going on. It was,
It's
It was
Just
a
think
fun
from
time.
the start, we weren't the greatest at it. We were still learning, and we've learned a lot.
And let me
over
say,
the
you're going to
last
continue to learn.
Oh, yeah.
You're always learning.
Yep,
Which
always
is
It's
good.
always
learning.
a learning sport.
Even
just
I
fishing
can picture
alone.
the high fives.
There's a lot going on.
Well, when you're holding up, as he said, a big trophy,
Mm-hmm.
that to me means like a triple layer.
It was
Like
a big
Oh, so
wood block one.
oh, okay,
And then
yep, I know.
a big fish.
like a big bass on it.
Yep,
Aaron's got a trophy.
yeah.
Look at
There you go.
My favorite millennial.
that. That was given to us from a buddy.
Yeah, a buddy gave it to us in a podcast. So where's this trophy at? Does it stay at your school? Who?
Oh yeah, I was gonna wonder.
That's that.
We're like parents with it. We just switch off.
Just kind of switch off and on.
Here,
with
you
it.
can have it for this month.
Yeah.
It's this weekend it's mine. That weekend it's his.
Hey, I got a
Sharing-
girl. I
they're
got a
sharing
girl
custody.
coming over. I got a girl coming over. I got-
Show
I
it
need
off
the
a
hardware,
little.
dude. I need the hardware quick.
He mentioned we bring it to court and get custody over it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be hilarious.
Custody battle.
See what they do.
So they don't give you two individual ones too,
No.
huh?
No. We might just
Interesting.
order another one that looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, what the heck? But then you
Yeah.
guys will be fighting over like who had the original, and it'll just be a thing.
Nah.
I kind of like
Yeah.
the whole keeps you best friends. We have to pass it back and forth. Right?
Yeah.
My mom's making a special dinner tonight. Bring it over. We're having guests
We're
over.
having people over. Yeah.
Well, guys, I am so happy you guys drove all the way up here. It's been awesome talking with you. I have nothing else. I mean,
Yeah. Thanks
I
for having
definitely,
us.
Yeah, thank you.
definitely could talk more on different scenarios and stuff, but
But they got geese to get.
yeah,
And fish to
geese,
catch.
fish, and I think we should go cast a couple lines on there and see if you guys can't pull out a bass, because I've seen so many bass caught there, and I think you can do it. If there's anyone that can do it, it's you guys, right? So
Oh yeah.
what the heck? But
Did you hear that? Oh yeah, he says.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
challenge accepted.
Confident. Yeah.
But I'm super super proud of you guys. Awesome
Good work,
first
man.
year to be able to pull out a number 1 on conference and then a top 10 finish. I hope the rest of your guys' next year goes good and you guys keep after it.
Yeah, just keep grinding it out.
Keep
man.
grinding.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
We'll be rooting for you.
If
Yeah,
you
you
think
want it
you
up?
want to start the YouTube Facebook thing and do a little vlogging or your adventures through what you're doing, I would be the first to watch and share it. So I'd appreciate
If you have any
you
questions,
guys.
hit us up. Not that
Yeah.
he's
I can
the
help you with
professional.
Yeah.
banners or whatever you guys need, an intro or something. You just give me the logo, I can make an intro or something, and whatever you guys need. And congratulations and thanks for talking with us. We've had a blast, and you guys just keep grinding. Keep
We
grinding.
will.
Team Dock Pounders.
Yeah.
Team Dock Pounders.
I like it. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
And also,
Thanks for having us.
youngest
Yeah.
people on the Broken
And
Line.
if you're ever up here, the door's always open. More than happy to sit down with you guys again. Matter of fact, the whole time I've been thinking, how cool would it be if we could continue this on and we interview them and their college team, and then we have to bring them in separate because there's no teams in the pro level.
Yeah, now they're in the pros.
Now they're going to be competing against each other out there on the Bass Trail, driving from Florida to New York
Racing
to
each other in
California.
boats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally possible, and I'd love to have you guys back again.
Yeah, thinking
Yeah.
about the whole college series, I think, if you guys continue doing this because you enjoy it, and you obviously pick the right town that you want to go to, etc., I think it would be fun to definitely have you guys come back. Actually, what we'll probably do is next year when you win state, you'll come
Right.
back and we'll
Right.
talk about that, right? So
Same time next year.
same
first
time
place
next year, first
state
place
champs.
state. Yeah,
I'd do it.
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, we appreciate you guys, and thanks for coming on the Broken Line.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah.
I'm Aaron,
I'm Patrick,
I'm Jace.
I'm Carson.
and this is...
the Broken Line.
Thank you for listening to Broken Line Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.